Happy Monday. If you are watching on replay, let me know in the comments, put in there hashtag replay. And we'll give everybody a minute or two to join us as things get set up here. As soon as I figure out why I can't see my video on Facebook, why can't I find it? There we are. So, mute. Okay. I think we got it now. So as you're hopping on, tell me hi, tell me what you're working on. Hi, Holly. Still working on Coastline, the Hexie blanket of the green. Thank you. It's St. Patty's Day. Had to wear green. I've actually had a green sweater on all day, but I figured I better wear one here. That's one that I actually made since I've made a couple of them. I think I go in streaks with my greens and my pinks and my blues. I guess I'm still kind of in that right now too. Oh, I didn't grab my water. Hang on a second, guys. So if you guys are in the Tri-Cities area, let me know if you went to the St. Patty's Day parade and race in Bay City. I feel like, of course, we should have known in this area anyways, that's the weather was gonna cool off a little bit because very rarely is the St. Patty's Day parade in Bay City on a nice, warm, sunny day. Yesterday it was a little, got a little precarious in the afternoon, at least in some areas. Hi, Linda. Hi, Cindy. Cindy, it was good to see you today. Hi, Sherry. Um, I have myself sort of organized, but sort of not. Melissa and I got chatting about all kinds of patterns. For any of you who have done intarsia knitting before, let me know if there's kind of a small project that you have seen or that you like. I am thinking I need to have some sort of intarsia project here at the shop. Intarsia would be color work where you, most people would recognize it and in the form of the old Mary Maxim cardigan patterns that had the picture on the back, whether it's a skier or a golfer or an antique car or whatever. I don't want to make something like that, but I do want to make some sort of intarsia project. We've got the bobbins or like the Christmas stockings. A lot of those are done where you have the bobbins and different things. So if there's a project that you've done that you really like that you would recommend, let me know. Or if there's one that you may not have done, but you've seen online and thought it looked interesting, tell me that too, because I'm curious what other people have done. I haven't done really much intarsia knitting at all. So I'm curious. Hi, Nicole, working on the first sleeve of the zip up crochet bomber. Awesome. Hi, Mama. Hi, Noelle. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. This may be a little bit of a shorter one today. I don't have a ton to talk about. We haven't gotten, trying to think if we've gotten much new since last week or things that I said I was going to talk about, and I don't remember. We do have another trunk show that arrived on Friday morning or Thursday. I think it came in on Thursday. And it's all with Barocco Ariel. So I might talk about that a little bit next week, but they didn't really send me anything with green. So I couldn't wear one of those things today or highlight it, but we do carry Barocco Ariel here in the store and it's their silk and mohair blend. They've got some beautiful projects. And so we've got that trunk show here for probably 2 weeks. I don't really know until they tell me it's time to send it on to its next home, how long I have it for. So that's the plan. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Thank you. Hi, Fran. So I may talk about that a little bit more next week, but it's St. Patty's Day and I may have plans after I'm done here. So Plus, I just don't think I have a lot to talk about today, but I can talk about my green sweater. What I am wearing is the Diamonds top by Pope Knits, or Pope Vergara is her name. So it's the Diamonds top. The size that I did is the third size, which is a 37.75-inch bust. It uses fingering weight yarn. The yarn I used is Variations Fingering in this beautiful green, which is their Portentous Peridot. And Variations yarns are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 100 grams, 416 yards. This top as written takes anywhere from 437 to 1,818 yards, which would be just over anywhere from 2 to 4, 8, 12, 16, 5, depending on your size. It is a little bit cropped, but if you recall, when I knit this originally, it's beaded, and a lot of the Pope Knits patterns are heavily beaded, which I think is pretty cool. So it's got this tiny ridge of beads around the neckline, and I used kind of a matte gray, so you can't really see them, but kind of the star. Sorry, I'm running over my cords on the floor here. The star of the show is the sleeves and the lace at the bottom. So the sleeves, this is why it's called the Diamonds top, have these little beaded diamonds all the way around. That gives it kind of this flutter sleeve look. It is a seamless top down knit. It has this really cool sleeve cap. The way she has you pick it up looks like it's a set-in sleeve. It's not. But like I said, it's a little bit cropped. It's kind of just waist length, but it's got this lace at the bottom with and it's got some beads in it also, just occasionally little beads every now and then. But the Variations yarn is lovely stuff to knit with. So soft, and the Variations is the perfect name for it because the color, the way you get the tonal, the lights and the darks is just absolutely beautiful. Anytime we work with it, it's just a gorgeous yarn. So that's what I am wearing. Let's see. Hi, Joyce. I don't know if I said hi to you. What did I finish? I finished nothing. I haven't had a whole lot of knitting time lately. It turns out having 2 one-year-old puppies in the house plus 2 cats means there's not a lot of just sitting on the couch and having downtime to knit. When I just had the one puppy, Cassie was pretty good about in the evenings just chilling out and laying next to me and letting me knit. The 2 are a little rambunctious. I feel like I have a house with twin toddlers running around, causing chaos. But it's totally worth it. And I know it's short-lived and it'll calm down. Hi, Pam. Thank you. I can show off Joyce's finished sock from Sock Madness. So this was, Joyce, is it just called Sock E? Or is there an actual, oh, here we go. Round 1, Day and Night Socks by Alina Malevich. So Joyce, as I have mentioned in the past couple of weeks, Joyce is participating in Sock Madness, which is a bracket style elimination sock knitting competition. She seems to be on the fastest team, even though it wasn't ranked as the fastest team. So this is one of the 2 socks, and they are mirrors. But what's cool about it is this side has more of the dark cables. This side has more of the light cables. So it is actually 2 different colors of yarn. If you look up closely, you can see it, the dark and the light. But the way you can really see it is if you were to wear these socks, that's what you would see down the front of the leg and the front of the foot, is the 2 different textures. So it's the same stitch texture on both sides, but the dominant color is reversed. And then it's got the same thing happening on the bottom. All the way with the heel is split too. So really, a really cool sock. Nothing, I don't think there was anything overly complicated that she said about it. But I love the little edge up at the top. It almost makes it look like a picot edge. But that's one. She usually leaves one with us and then takes one home. So we've got this was the qualifier from last week. And then this was sock one or round one, which of course she qualified to continue on. But pretty cool. Yes, we need to have Joyce teach more sock classes soon for sure. So that's what somebody else finished. What am I working on? I am working on still the scarf. I'm throwing everything around you guys. The scarf to replace the sample that we had from our Basics and Beyond beginning knit class, knitting basics and beyond, because it's not just beginning knit. Like I've said before, people take it who have been knitting for a long time and just want a refresher, or if you want a better understanding of how the knit and purl stitches are created, how to fix them, how to duplicate stitch, a lot of things like that. Hi, Oriana. So this would be the halfway in the second diamond in the cable would be the halfway point. So cast on, it's got seed stitch, it's got lace, it's got little tiles, and I am almost done with, oh, I am done. I'm further than I thought. I'm done with the cable section, and now I'm mirroring to finish on the other side. So I'm at this point, it's not a super long scarf, but that's part of the allure of it, is to get people through different techniques. I'm just using a skein of Barocco vintage for this, and a nice springy yellow color because we need something bright and cheery. So that's my current work in progress while I'm here at the shop. Knit wise, I did remember to bring the crochet project this week since I forgot it last week. I can show it off a little bit. So this is going to be a crochet cowl called the Arlet Cowl. It's not on Ravelry yet because it's a pattern that's going to be released for LYS Day, which as a reminder is April 27th, just over a month away. And we are, it's crochet, so I don't have to worry about my needles coming out, but I don't want to pull my stitches out. So this is an interesting, I can't find the printed version of the pattern, but I can show it off. It's an interesting construction it's a small cowl. This is half of it. So you crochet it in two pieces and then seam it together where it's got kind of an interesting fold in it. I haven't read that far into the pattern because I'm just trying to work it as it's written. Also kind of making sure that I understand the way it's written or give feedback to the designer. But you start with some chains and some kind of cool, like, I don't know, dip stitches or V stitches that go up. I'm using Barocco Sesame. So I don't have a crochet. We don't have a crochet sample using Sesame. Wanted to do that. And I like, you get that kind of slow color progression. This would be great with denim or black or gray or even tan. This is one of my favorite colors from Barocco in the Summer Sesame, color number 5249. They said they're going to get better about putting color names on the ball bands, which would be fantastic. But so you do that for a little bit and then you kind of switch to a different texture, which is what I'm on now. Every other row is kind of a back loop only single crochet. So I'll be knitting nothing with this. I will be crocheting two different panels or two identical panels, and then they get seamed together. So somehow it kind of folds over and you get a little bit of both textures all the way around on the cowl, which I think is pretty cool. So that one will be available for LYS Day. I don't know if I'm going to need one or two of these. I can't remember what she said for yardage, but I'll know when I'm done with this first piece, I'll be able to weigh the yarn and see if I have enough left for the second. I have been using one of the hooks from our Oasis set. So a little while back, I talked about these, the Oasis, the Knit Pro Oasis crochet, interchangeable crochet hook set. So I pulled that and have been playing around with what would be the size H or the largest size in this set. So it comes with you guys, I tell you what. And I didn't use a little grippy on here because I haven't had problems with it coming unscrewed, but comes with the wooden handle. It does have metal threading on the inside, so it doesn't just start to break down. And then the beautiful rose gold crochet hook ends. You do get a little grippy, a really pretty tape measure, pair of scissors, hairpin style stitch markers, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different hook tips. This is the starter set, and then we've got the chunky set that I mentioned a couple weeks ago too. This one is US sizes 2mm, 2.5mm, 3mm, E, G, 7, and H. So the pattern calls for an H. I'm using that. I really have been enjoying using this hook set. I like the interchangeable concept. They have the size. So like this says 5mm/H. They have it etched right on the shaft of the crochet hook, which is nice. It's not just painted on or something like that where it's gonna rub off. So that's the tool that I've been using for this crochet project, and it is working very well. I mentioned a couple weeks ago when I was down in, well, heading down toward East Lansing, I was able to stop at Naughty Fun Yarn in Perry. And one of the things she had there for sale, I decided to buy and have here as a resource on the table in the shop, and it's called Palette Scout. And I don't know how much use this would be, and maybe it would be for somebody at home, but I thought for here at the shop, it would be a really cool resource to have. So in here are all these like color cards, basically all different tones. You can see it's got different shapes on them to help you kind of coordinate color, but it's got more like muted tones within the same color family and then brighter tones. It's a great way to play with pairing colors. Like a month or so ago, Ruth was in and she knit this beautiful stranded color work wartime vest. And she used the Cascade Heritage 220 fingering, no, Cascade 220 fingering, which is a fingering weight non-superwash wool. It's great for stranded color work and that sort of thing, but it uses quite a few colors. This would be a great way to be able to kind of pull colors and see how you like them together. Oh, Joyce said, pretty easy, just slipped stitches, 1/1 cables. Okay. That was about her socks. So nothing overly complicated. To go back to Sock Madness socks, those patterns are not available to the general public until Sock Madness is over. They will be eventually, though. They are on Ravelry, so you could favorite them if it's something that you liked and wanted to go back to in the future. So you could play with these cards, pull different cards to see if you like the way they look together. But one of the other things that I appreciated or liked is that it has a guide of kind of the main colors and then the breakdown for each one, like the amber, the buttercup, the carrot, all the different shades or hues. But then on the back of these cards, it has palette ideas. So if you were to take this color, read this green, on the back, it has palette ideas where if you wanted complementary colors, monochrome, analogous, split complement, or triadic. There's a word you don't hear very often. It gives you color combinations to use with the reed as your primary color. And all of these are like that. So let's find one that's right in Kristen's wheelhouse. Like ocean. We know I love me some teals and turquoises. So ocean has different color pairings and how they would go together for palettes. So I think that part of this deck is really cool because for each of those, it has different suggestions. Look at those. Look at how beautiful those are. So it's a different way to look at things, similar to how I have suggested to people if you want to do a project that has multiple colors, one suggestion is to pull a skein of variegated yarn that you like this guy right here. So another way to see if you like the way colors look together is to pull a variegated skein like this and then pull individual colors from it. So if you were to pull this dark tealy turquoise color and kind of this fawny brown and this really, really deep, almost like a black brown. And then there's almost like this gray taupe color in there. Seeing it in a hank like this kind of tricks your brain into being able to visualize what those colors would look like together if you think they would be complementary or not. So I thought having this deck here at the shop would just be kind of another fun little resource to have. It's not something we carry to sell here in the shop. If you're interested, I would suggest that you reach out to Naughty Fun Yarn in Perry because she did have a couple of them in stock. And we want you to support all the local yarn stores. I mean, we like your business, but we also want to spread the love and make sure that as many LYSs stay in business as possible. So that's here on the table if it's something you were thinking about or you're thinking about playing with colors or have no clue even where to start. It's a great option. I find a lot of times I can flip through something like that and something either very quickly gets ruled out that I don't like it, or it pops out at me that it's something that that I might be that might appeal to me in the future. So yeah, that's fun and new here in the shop. What else is fun and new here in the shop? I don't know if I mentioned that we have cleaners back in stock. I feel like I did when I talked about the Swedish reusable dishcloths. We've still got those. The trunk show happening. Um, I think it was a quiet week for deliveries this week, so I don't have a lot of new yarn to talk about. Upcoming dates of things, as I mentioned, April 26th is local yarn store day. The middle of the mitten yarn crawl is June 12th through 21st. In there, I don't remember the exact date. Let me see if I can look at my calendar because somewhere in the middle of the mitten yarn crawl is Worldwide Knit and Public Day. May, June, where's my? No. What I had, okay. Worldwide Knit and Public Day is June 14th. So the middle of the mitten yarn crawl goes the 12th through the 21st. Then we have about a month break before the Heartland Yarn Adventure, which is July 25th through August 3rd. So lots of fun stuff coming up this summer, as always. Oh, Melissa got a cool thing. Hi, Abby. And guys, is that really all I have to talk about? Any word yet on the colorwork sweater class or whatever was Deb and Ashley were doing? Not yet. They are still trying to hygiene. They are still trying to work with Karen because what they're using is Elizabeth Zimmerman's method for the sweaters, and it's more of a formula or a recipe than it is an actual pattern. So I think Deb and Ashley are still trying to work through that a little bit before they put it out to the general public, as far as I know. Oh shoot, I can't remember. There was a sweater that I came across the other day that I thought might be our next informal knit along just here in the shop during the day, but I can't remember what it's called. So I may talk about that next week. But it was a cool looking, almost looked like a houndstooth pattern, but it was slip stitches, and she called them star stitches, but DK weight sweater. Although I just cast that sweater on a couple weeks ago. You guys know, I'm always on to the next thing, but supporting local businesses. I posted photos yesterday of my trip to East Lansing, where I finally got to go to Constellation Cat Cafe. My kiddo has been talking about this place nonstop, and their friend group has been there I don't know how many times, but it's the coolest concept. It makes me want to open one. And when we were talking, V was kind of saying maybe there's a way you could do like a yarn store cafe in one half and the cat cafe part on the other half. But so I don't know if it's in East Lansing or in Lansing. I just drove wherever the GPS told me to go, but it's called the Constellation Cat Cafe. And such a cool place. You get to book a time slot to go in and play with the kitties there, but their whole goal is to adopt those cats out. So it's a constant a rotation of different cats in there, which I think is brilliant. It gives the cats an opportunity to get socialized. It gives people who are considering adopting a cat a chance to see the different personalities, whether they want one that's more rambunctious or one that's more laid back. But a really cute place. And so I got to go down there yesterday, play with some kitties, have some coffee with my kiddo, and I did not hit any yarn stores while I was down there because I wanted to not get back in the dark and in the snow because Michigan weather is all over the place, you guys. Saturday, I think I got sunburned sitting outside, and then yesterday it was snowing. But we know this, it's not news to us. It happens every year, and every year it's a little bit of a surprise and disappointment when the warm little teaser days in March don't stay around. Well, there we go, East Lansing. It's a really cool place. They have gifts. I got some cat toys. I got some stickers. I got a cute little pin that has a unicorn sheep on it. And all of the things that they sell there are fundraisers to raise money to keep the facility going too. Just a really neat place, a really neat concept. I think if there was a way somebody could do that with puppies, that would be pretty popular too, but puppies don't stay small for very long, so it would make for a much more difficult, business operation, I think. Really clean place though, just a really well done. I don't know how long they've been there, but Oriana, maybe I think that you've posted about them before, if I recall, maybe not. But I mean, it's a cat place where you can go and just hang out with a bunch of kitties. So how fun is that? All right. I think that's all I have to talk about today, you guys. It's been kind of a quiet week. We've been kind of bustling here in the shop, which is awesome. So sometimes as the weather warms up, we're never sure if that means we'll see fewer of you as you're out and doing things or if we'll see more of you. But either way, we are here. I didn't even do my introduction at the beginning. I just kind of jumped right into stuff. But so I guess I can pop that in here now. Our hours for the shop, as always, are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. The marketplace as a whole is Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And the bead store is open on Tuesdays, Purple Sage Beads. She is the one responsible for this beautiful necklace that I'm wearing and one of my bracelets that I'm wearing. I've got all the green on today. And one of the things that I love about what Sarah does down at Purple Sage is like this necklace, for example. Deb and I were talking ahead of time about Connemara marble. And the larger stones on this necklace were actually part of a bracelet of Connemara marble that I bought when I was in Ireland, but I knew I didn't want it to be a bracelet. I knew I could bring it to Sarah and she could come up with something to make it my favorite style of really lightweight but fun necklaces that can coordinate with outfits. So she always does, which is one of my favorite things, these magnetic clasps on everything. Because, you guys know I like to get my nails done and I can't fight with clasps on things, but as long as you don't have heart issues or any sort of heart monitors, the magnetic clasps are amazing. They're strong. She does recommend that you slide them apart, not pull them, because sometimes the jump rings get pulled apart. But she has done so many of these. Now, there we go. Lightweight necklaces for me. She uses like a silk cord or silk thread and knots between the beads. So you get a really delicate look. And I have probably 30 of these in different colors because why not? When your best friend owns the bead store, that's kind of the perks you get. So always keep Purple Sage in mind for doing stuff like this, reworking jewelry, repairing things that have broken for you. She's not a silversmith. She can't do things like that. But if it's designer jewelry, costume jewelry, things like that, she's amazing with reworking or repairing or just making things new for you. We're lucky to have her here in the marketplace. Okay, like I said, it's a quick one tonight. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. Hopefully we will in the next couple weeks have some updates with new products coming in. I know we've got a Malabrigo shipment on its way to us, which is always fun. And we will talk next week about the trunk show that we've got going on from Barocco. Yeah, another one. So I hope everybody has a great week and I hope you have a good St. Patty's Day. If you're into corned beef and cabbage, hopefully you're having your fill of that this evening. Yes, Pam, it absolutely is a great store. So have a great week. If we don't see you here in the shop, we will see you back here next Monday, the whatever that would be, 24th, March 24th, almost the end of March already. At 7 o'clock. As a reminder, if you jumped on late, these are recorded and posted both on Facebook and on YouTube after the fact. So you can always go back, catch up from the beginning and see what you missed. So have a great week and we will see you all